I did a poll the other day talking about the most important part for people in Bannerlord, and of course it came back with most people saying that modding support is their main thing that they want. It's the thing that keeps the game going and the thing that keeps people coming back to this medieval epic. So I thought I'd make a full video talking about my favourite parts of the mods and some of the most underrated things that this community has done for the game, because it's bigger than you might think, and that's why Mount and Blade 2 modding is insane. So, as my usual daily routine, I was searching Nexus mods for some of the next cool things to showcase to you guys and present on this channel. Typing in Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord mods, and what came up blew me away. You know, people haven't really mentioned this before, but Bannerlord is the 13th most modded game on Nexus. Now, you might think 13th, that's alright, but it's not incredible. This game has been out for under a year so far. All the games above it have been out for multiple years, some of them even over a decade. Mount and Blade 2 mods on Nexus has been downloaded 22.9 million times. There are 2.2 thousand mods for this game, which is more mods for Dragon Age 2, Blade and Sorcery, Dark Souls, Kingdom Come Deliverance, even Mount and Blade Warband. Yes, Mount and Blade Warband, one of the most famously moddable games, has half of that. And that game is over 10 years old now. And I remember in the first week of Bannerlord releasing how popular it was on the Steam charts. It was like the 10th most played game. It even went up to like the 5th most played game on Steam. And it shot up to the top 20 most modded games of all time, even within the first few weeks, and it is still rising. Somehow Bannerlord has been able to contend with the top, with only games like Skyrim, Fallout 4 and Oblivion above it. These games that have been out for years and years and are classified as mainstream. And this is completely down to the community. Some of the most amazing mods that I've seen so far are things like the co-op mod, a mod that takes multiple people on their single player world and puts it together. There's been a lot of talk whether this is actually legit and it's actually being made, and there was even some Telltale's developers that were doubting that this was even possible. However, if you go and check out the Co-op Mod YouTube channel, they've shown that it has been working. They've shown gameplay, and they've even debunked a lot of the skepticism by a lot of people. And I think it's amazing what they're doing here, making a game mode that has been one of the most requested things for Telltale to put in the game, and they're just like, hey, we'll do it for free. And the Co-op mod is being adapted now. Eventually, hopefully once it's out, it's even going to be moddable within itself. The Star Wars Separatist Crisis mod has even stated that it's hoping to be the first mod to be cooperative play, and they're working in conjunction with the co-op developers in order to make their Star Wars mod the very first Bannerlord mod that you can play with friends in the single player. Another mod that I covered in the very early stages is a mod that was made in a day by some of the developers and the people in the office at Towers themselves. 2020 is just beginning. This was before proper modding tools was out, and they made a completely new game within Bannerlord. Yes, what you are seeing on screen right now is Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord just modded. One of the most important modifications is Camaraderie Awakens. It brought in guns and magic, spells and new troops, completely overhauling, shoving worlds, time periods and factions all together into one massive overhaul. And by the way, this mod once again was started before there was even any modding tools out. Some people also saw the Romans within that mod and thought, hey, that's cool, can we borrow them? And they went and made their own mod. They called it Eagle Rising, one of the biggest and best overhauls so far. Within a few days of release, even in early access with no modding tools whatsoever, there were full overhauls of troops and new factions and fixtures within the game. Eagle Rising, as I mentioned, is probably one of the best and biggest overhauls at the moment, with so much detail and intricacy and pure passion put into creating this Roman world within Calradia. I can't wait to see what the future holds for this. There's even the sword and musket mod that is coming in the future, a retread on the Napoleonic Wars from the DLC that made Warband as popular as it is today, and it is coming back for free, made by modders. And these aren't just small mods. If you've seen any of the modding videos I made, even some of the interview with developers, these are teams with tens, hundreds of people. Some of these development teams are bigger than Telltales themselves, and they're all focused on making mods that are completely free, and that blows me away. I want to call out some of the biggest players in the Bannerlord modding community and scene, people that have completely changed the way it works, whether they're developers themselves or people that will showcase these types of mods. Best Mods 168, a YouTube channel that has brought us some of the best custom maps and mods that Bannerlord has to offer. Before before modding tools were even a thing, within the first week of Bannerlord being released on early access, even, get this right, even in Bannerlord's beta phase, this guy was modding the game. Also, I made a video a while back on the 300 Spartans holding the hot gates at Thermopylae. That map was made by Best Mods 168, and get this, that was made before modding tools even existed. I mean, you can tell by the date that I published the video that modding tools weren't even released at that point, but this guy coded in placements for the objects, loaded up Bannerlord, saw if they were in the right or the wrong place, then he would close the game down, adjust the code, and then see if they'd moved to the right place. That's how he did it. Another person, Jackie Fish, a fellow YouTuber that I think makes some of the best Bannerlord modding videos on the platform. He's embarrassing me, if I'm going to be honest. I've completely slowed down on making modding videos on Bannerlord, and it's because I don't feel like I need to all that much. Because if you want to know the best and biggest upcoming mods for the game, this guy has it on his channel, and he's making some incredible mods showcasing them. Another channel, Macbeth of Gondor. He is part of the Kingdoms of Arda development team. If you don't know, that is a full total conversion from Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord that takes players into the Lord of the Rings universe, putting players in Middle-earth with orcs, elves, dwarves, hobbits, whatever you can imagine, following the stories from the films and the books that we know and love. But I'm not putting him on this list because he's part of the development team for the Lord of the Rings mod. I'm putting him in this video because he makes some of the most incredible mapping tutorials on his YouTube channel, Macbeth of Gondor. I've been following them and trying my best to make some cool maps. And if you guys want to know anything about mapping within Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord, which is so easy if you just follow these tutorials, he gives you a step-by-step guide with how you can do terrain, objects, and make fully fledged scenes that you can then play with. Even keep them for later on when they finally bring us custom servers and you can put your own maps in there. You don't have to load up completely new applications, do any code. It's all within the game, and Macbeth of Gondor is making some incredible tutorials on how to utilize it to the best of your ability. I think overall Mount & Blade has just blown me away. I've really calmed down making videos on it, mostly since because I haven't played it all that much recently. But going back and viewing all the mods that have come out since I was last playing the game just inspired me to make a video showcasing everything that this community has done. Because at the end of the day, I may be someone that's posting videos on YouTube, but I think people forget that I'm just someone that likes playing Mount & Blade the same as you guys. I started in line battles. I was a private, and I was like, oh, that YouTube thing's cool. Let's just record some of these line battles without any commentary. I just uploaded them to YouTube, and slowly but surely I started getting a following, and I changed my videos to what they are today. So please, go and support everybody that I've mentioned in this video. Go and show them some love and continue to make one of the most moddable and most industry-changing games of this generation. I can't wait to see what comes later on. I can't wait to see where the co-op mod goes, or how these multiplayer mods function into the private servers that we will hopefully get within the next year from Tailworlds. But without further ado, please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a dislike if you didn't. But until then, I will see you in the next one.